Well, for more on the influence of the short seller, I'm joined by Duff Gordon. He's Senior Research Analyst at Data Explorers. Well, wow, snow shorting is something that you've seen over the last couple of days.
Well, yes, it's going to start to come in. I mean, look at something like Ferrovial, which is the Spanish company that owns BAA, the British airports, about 4% short, which is a little bit higher than it has been. It's caught the institutional investors on slightly on the wrong foot because they've been buying more shares in that company. Okay, it probably owns lots more infrastructure assets than just airports, but they're probably one of the potential losers of this because they're going to have to spend so much money on potentially being able to defrost planes fast. It's worth watching Ferrovial. HMV...
Retailers, because they've been hit hard because of the snow.
And retailers, unfortunately, have been popular with short sellers anyway, so this is just another sort of potential nail in their coffin. John Lewis came out and said last Saturday was potentially 5% down on the previous year. They're not a public company, so we can't see that. What I'm wondering, though, is whether somebody like HMV might get a little bit of a boost temporarily out of this. It's a very, very shorted company, which clearly has got some strains on its business model. But with all those people waiting for their parcels for Amazon and stuff to be delivered over
that aren't arriving,
exactly, we were just discussing. What do you do? Do you just apologise, or do you basically run off to HMV and buy a CD or a DVD as a sort of as a holding present, waiting for the main present to arrive in the post? So maybe there could be a small ray of light for them.
Ocado, it's something else that you were talking about.
Well, Ocado, I mean, clearly they bridge the gap between, we're going to talk about IPOs, but also, you know, how are the Ocado vans, are they slipping and sliding around the streets now? The last thing they want after, you know, IPOing freshly this year is suddenly now the difficulty of delivering people's groceries. I heard the taxi brought me here, he said he was in Birmingham the other day and people were stockpiling on bread in Tesco's, you know, sort of World War II mentality. Obviously much safer for Ocado to deliver to you. But, you know, the roads are very difficult. Ocado is about 11% of its shares are shorted, which is pretty high. So despite the rumour recently that came out of the Daily Mail that maybe Morrison's are going to buy them, hasn't deterred people. There was a little bit of short covering, but it's gone up again. It's very, very high. Other IPOs, you know, not on this topic, but, you know, Betfair is only less than 2% short, but, you know, it's significant. And then Supergroup, which is a retailer, also IPO.
The ones that do super dry. The fashion retailers.
Exactly. Too fashionable for me, but they are also pretty kind of. There's a battle of wills going on there. The share price has been going up and up and up and up until they had a bit of it fell 11% on their results about 10 days ago. That has the short sellers are pretty convinced that company's a little bit overvalued, but they were sort of wrong until the results just recently, and it remains, you know, a pretty good performer this year.
Well, is there anything that actually catches your eye for next year? That's going to be one of the big trends, possibly in the first couple of months?
Well, I mean, this is speaking personally, but I think that, you know, if we continue to get weather like this, it's going to change the way that people shop. Is it safer and warmer to be in a shopping centre like Westfield?
As long as it's not closed, like Brent Cross.
Like Brent Cross, but, you know, they can probably keep them open. You drive in your warm car. So Simon's Property Group trying to buy, you know, this northwestern shopping mall operator is probably a sensible investment.